Welcome to May 2015's Helios forecast for the Fire Triad. Anyone seeking information pertaining to Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius has come to the right place. Herein you will find astrological insight into the nature of this particular window of time, along with a brief 5-card tarot reading as it applies to all who watch and listen. I encourage you to play this video multiple times this month in order to receive the full benefit of its subliminal affirmations and audio frequencies, as they have been specifically selected to enhance the quality of your journey through this month's energetic potentials. So let's lay out the foundation. Faith embodies your central theme. Somehow, some way, you are being encouraged to trust in both your own inherent power and the power that seems to reside beyond you. It can be said that faith is a conscious belief in an unconscious experience, of which we may have no clear sight. A belief riding on consistent waves of feeling. The woman portrayed in the card's imagery is showering herself with the water from one goblet and releasing the water from another. Her attention is directed towards the goblet that bathes her, held as high as the star that illuminates the whole event with its subtle guiding presence. Reflect on this image as we continue, and in the weeks to come. Speaking to the nature of fire, I will advise a decision to set some time aside to be still, to be quiet, to cool off, and achieve true meditation if possible. From the gap between spaces, the light of the star will guide you through one of two possible dimensional timelines, shown here as the 8 of Discs and the Prince of Discs. Either way, significant grounding is going to occur. The 8 grounds through sacred surface. This is a path upon which you will work hard, but without seeing any of the fruits of your labor until the very end, at which point you will receive rewards of a spiritual nature, so long as you can avoid any degree of attachment to a specific outcome. Imagine a laboring farmer in harvest season who refrains from feasting upon any of his own crops until completion, when he may in fact end up selling or trading his goods anyway. This is the nature of the 8 of Discs. The Prince grounds through taking charge, but after fully assessing the situation. The Prince of Discs is the least ambitious of the 4 princes, though his track record is flawless. When he says something will be done, it is. He never charges in head first. He uses his head first and then charges, with the force of a landslide. Very simply, this is a path upon which you take no chances, which means, of course, that you may resort to methods that have been extensively tested. Granted, there is little room for creativity on this path, and spontaneity can actually work against you. However, there is guaranteed success, so long as you remain loyal and vigilant. The end result of either path, if taken with integrity, is the 9 of Discs. Perfect completion, assured security, achieved discipline, with both material and spiritual success. The perfect conclusion to either path. A truly ideal way to emerge from the energy of the swords in your past. The 2 of Swords represents a stalemate, immediately following the rise of a conflict. Instead of plunging back into the madness of the swords, you are choosing to ground yourself and do what is necessary to climb to higher ground. If you are willing to quiet your mind, Harbinger of Swords, if you are willing to let faith guide you through either path, if you are willing to do the work either side requires, either by reining in that action-oriented fire in order to develop a strategy, or by simply working with no immediate results, you will climb to higher ground, well above the flailing swords, but not without taking the leap of faith. So let's look at this from an astrological perspective.
For all 3 of you, as the full moon occurs in Scorpio on the 3rd, your emotional and intuitive sides are being illuminated through your water houses. The faith implied by the star in your central theme is emotionally and intuitively guided. For Aries, this is lighting up your 8th house, your hidden side, your introspective and passionate and intimate side. And then on the 8th, as Venus enters your 4th house, rein in what was brought to light and bring it to the home front before choosing which door to walk through. There may be a gift for you there. Mercury will remain in your 3rd house for the duration of the month and beyond, going retrograde on the 18th, at which point you would be wise to look back on the sources of your current thought patterns and consider making some modifications. And don't dive in headfirst without thinking, as the Prince of Discs advises. Similarly, don't expect immediate results from actions taken within this time. As the 8 of Discs implies, with Mars alongside Mercury, you may feel the push to act, but don't start any new projects. Seek to bring old projects closer to fruition. emphasizing the joy of simply being. Embrace the journey. On the 29th, as Mercury trines Neptune in your 12th house, your 9 of Discs perfect completion is likely to come in the form of a sort of spiritual revelation. And for Leo, your full moon is illuminating your 4th house of home and family. If there is a conflict between your career and home life, this is the time in which you can really reflect on that, from within the gap between the full and new moon, at which point you would then set your intentions. As Venus enters your 12th house of spiritual potentiality, you can find the faint guiding light of the star, likely from a quiet, solitary position. An encouraging source of inspiration is likely to flow in, as you come to understand more deeply the quality of that which you have to offer. However, like Aries, as Mercury goes retrograde on the 18th, play the 8 or the Prince of Discs, and hold off on launching anything new. As this happens in your 11th house, it involves your revolutionary contribution to the global community. Sometimes it takes a leap of faith to refrain from acting, especially for the element of fire. For Sagittarius, your full moon, your star, your leap of faith involves allowing yourself to take time out, reflect, slow down. As your 12th house burns bright with this full lunar light, some powerful downloads, some awe-inspiring cosmic gifts await the emergence of your still, quiet, and receptive mind. Venus lends her full support from the 8th, as she moves into your 8th house, providing the perfect opportunity to plunge down into some perhaps satisfyingly rich inner depths. With Mars activating your 7th house, Mercury retrograde, of course, play the same cards as Aries and Leo. This month is all about slowing down, and slowing down diligently. But for you, Sagittarius, there is an added component of relationship modification, and remember to act slowly, refrain from making rash decisions, and be especially careful about what you say and how you say it, especially to your closest companions. Remember, honor the decisions of those who have chosen to be close to you. You are one of them. Your 9 of Cups, perfect completion, is activated by the Sun entering your 7th house of relationships, joining Mars and Mercury. If you tread lightly in your relationships, acting with care, you will have your needs met. And considering the natural productive nature of Sagittarius, the fact that your needs are getting met is good for the world too. Reflect on this fact in your downtime this month.
So there it is. Consider contacting me for a personal consultation, providing a perhaps surprising abundance of useful insight into not only the nature of your personality in relation to others and the world at large, but into transcendent gateways and specific strategies allowing you to optimize your experience and function within and beyond your personality, as well as a fair amount of guidance regarding specific windows of opportunity or windows of greater challenge. Such a consultation can be so helpful for a very long time after, as each is recorded and delivered within 24 hours, so you can refer back to it for many years. There are 3 levels to choose from, each with flexible prices, meaning you can pay anything you like within the range I have provided. Level 1 includes an astrological birth chart and tarot spread, complete with a brief written explanation of each of your personal placements, as well as a brief written explanation of the most relevant insights provided by your tarot spread, for a flexible price of $30 to $50. Level 2 includes an in-depth personal astrology and tarot consultation as an MP3 to download at your convenience for the flexible price of $50 to $75. And Level 3 is a one-on-one personal astrology and tarot consultation via phone or Skype for a flexible price of $75 to $100. To order or to inquire about anything, simply send a message to manyfacesofhelios@gmail.com. Tell me what you want, and I'll make it happen. It really is that simple. Thank you for watching.